Welcome to the best betting show ever. I'm Lawrence Presman, Joe Raineri, and Art DiCesare joining us. And yes, you heard it right. This is the best betting show ever. It is the name of our new show. The three of us will be on every single day, Monday to Friday. The show starts on September 1st. But until then, we've got two shows lined up. We've got our NFL preview. It's already up on Wager Talk TV. And this is our college football preview show. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. And Art DiCesare from the Westgate. Tell us, my friend, why do you not like Iowa? Are you just against potatoes? Wait, that might be Idaho. Are you against chips? No, that's potatoes. What's your problem with Iowa?
I believe they do corn in
Thank
Iowa.
you.
Corn!
Yeah.
I love corn. I'm a corn guy. I'm not against corn.
Cornbread I hate. I am not a cornbread guy, but I do like me some corn.
Yeah, corn on the cob is great. I just look at their schedule, and obviously the Big Ten is, them and the SEC are the best two conferences, but you just look at their schedule. Week 2, that rivalry game, and I know rivalry games are always tough, but they have to go to Ames, Iowa, and play a good Iowa State team. They get really tough games. They are at home, but they have Indiana, they have Penn State, they have Oregon, all at home, but those teams are all better than Iowa. Now, the 7.5s out there, you got to pay juice, minus 150, minus 160, but I feel good about this team going 7-5, 6-6. To me, it's an easy under 7.5.
Art, I'll stay with you quick before we go to Joe. This Iowa team over the years have been, well, a sleeping pill, if you will. And then last year, we saw them wake up. What kind of team are they going to roll out this year? Is this going to be an under team like the past, or are we going to see them score?
I mean, their offense can obviously only go up because it's been so bad these last handful of years. Listen, Iowa's always going to play grind-out games. They're going to have good offensive linemen, good interior play, and that's how the Big Ten plays anyway, and that's how they like to play. But to me, to think that this team is going to get to 8 wins with that schedule just does not seem possible.
And Joe, you agree?
It's all about what their quarterback does. I mean, the problem for them is that they haven't been able to throw the ball over the last couple of seasons. But they've had to win on defense, special teams, and running the ball. They got this kid Gronowski this year who's coming from the FCS level. He's like 30. So at least he's played some football and has got some experience. So to me, I'm with you on it. It all depends on whether or not they have any success throwing the ball. If they don't, they're going to have to keep doing it with special teams and defense, because that's the only way they can win games, and they always seem to win just enough games to cash that over ticket. We'll see this year.
Art, let's turn our attention to Utah. You like them. You're high on them this year. You think they're going to go over in their wins.
I do. Now, it's a big number, 8.5. If you can find an 8 out there, it's better. Now, the 8.5, you are going to get plus money on the juice. I love the coach. Their quarterback situation has been so bad the last couple of years with Cam Rising in and out. The guy played a million years. They might have the best offensive line in all of college football. 2 of their guys are projected first-round picks. They get Texas Tech at home. They get Arizona State at home. They get Kansas State at home. They get a lot of their tougher games at home. And I don't hate, because the Big 12 is kind of like a 3 or 4 horse race, plus 650 on them to win the Big 12. I don't hate that as a little sprinkle as well.
Joe?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with. I mean, it's one of the best coaches in the country. They have a home field advantage, Art, like none other. I think there's going to be a changing of the guard in the Big 12, and we saw it last year. I think we're going to start to see it again this year. Utah didn't have their quarterback last year, but they're no shortage of recruits, so I'm with you here. The sky is the limit for Utah. We all thought they were going to win it last year, and they just couldn't get healthy. I think this year could very well be the year to go ahead and back them.
You guys are watching the best betting show ever. Joe Raineri, you can find him on Sports Grid regularly. You can find me over at Wager Talk. Art DiCesare, you can find at the Westgate Sportsbook. And that's part of why we're doing the show, really, guys. You're going to be able to watch the show Monday to Friday. September 1st will be our first show that isn't a preview show. And basically, Joe and I are professional bettors. We try to beat the book. And Art DiCesare is the book. So he's going to be providing us with daily information on where all the bets are. And I forgot to ask you that in the NFL preview show, Art. But in the college football preview show, I will remember to ask you. So I will stop right now and ask you, what type of bets is the Westgate taking future-wise in college football?
So a couple of teams we could just hit on for their over-under wins. People are very high on Clemson, taking them over 10. There are some 10.5s out there. We haven't gotten there yet. We've just juiced the 10 from flat to minus 130 on the over. A team in the Big 12 who, obviously, I'm a little anti because I'm pro-Utah, is Texas Tech. They're taking their over wins over 8.5. It was minus 140. Now we're 9 flat. And they're big on the Air Force under. 6.5, taking that as an under. And let me just throw this out here. This is another Big 12 team. Arizona State, if they were to somehow win the national championship, as we currently speak, we would get murdered on that. We have taken like multiple 4-5-figure bets on Arizona State to win the national championship.
Wow. There we go. You're going to hear that information every single day when the show starts on Monday, September 1st. Art's going to come on and tell us exactly where all the money is being laid. He's also going to tell us bets that he personally likes and, some real big syndicates out there and what they're playing. So there's a little sneak preview. Art, let's move our attention to winning the MAC. This division gets a lot of play as we see a lot of weekday games. You like Toledo here.
Ooh. I do, and they are the favorites, and they're favorites for a reason. Plus 110 all the way up to plus 130. So you're not getting a nice juicy price on it, but the coach is good. The quarterback's back. This is a team who I believe won the MAC 2 years ago. They're kind of back to what they need to be. I like it. I'm not saying it's, the greatest value out there because it's such a low number, but I think it's low for a reason, and it's come down. Like I said, it's as low as plus 110 at some places. It was as high as plus 160, plus 165 when we opened it. We're at 130 now, so we've seen some pretty good action and sharp action come on it as well, and it makes me feel like that's a team I want to back in the MAC because I love that conference.
Joe?
Art, and I like that because it's realistic, but I keep looking at this Buffalo team returning, 9-10 starters on defense, and you need to play defense in order to win some games in the MAC here, and it feels like I'm going to be interested to see how they do. They're not much more expensive, right? I think they're plus 4-1, plus 5-1 right now, but it's... The chalk could very well be there, but Buffalo's the team I'm most worried about in the MAC.
Yeah, I could see that. And listen, it's funny. They don't even play each other.
I know.
Buffalo and Toledo.
Yep.
So, it is one of those things. But, no, I mean, when you look at the MAC, there is always like a kind of 3 or 4 team race. And like you said, Buffalo's definitely in the mix there. I just look at them. It almost reminds me of Clemson, who's an overwhelming favorite in the ACC. Yep. I think they're a favorite like that for a reason.
Didn't think we'd be on a show so soon talking about how Buffalo can win anything.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Maybe in 5 years we can mention the Sabres. Joe Raineri with us, everyone. You can hear him on Sports Grid every day, right? You're doing the morning show on Sports Grid?
Listen, just remember, Prez, I know it's hard for you guys up north there, but the Cup lives in Florida. Just remember that, especially South Florida. So it won't be going anywhere near Buffalo or Toronto anytime soon. But yes, the Sports Grid Network, the early line, weekdays 8 to 11 in the morning. Can't miss it there, Prez. We're there every Monday through Friday.
There you go. Art, I'm not taking the bait. I'm not going to discuss his stupid Florida Panthers, blah, 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 blah. The cup remains in Florida. I bet you the cup's in Toronto today, but that's a whole different story. I guarantee you it ain't in freaking Florida. Anyway, Art DiCesare, your last future bet of the college football preview show. You think Michigan will make the extended playoffs? Tell us why.
Best front seven in the country. I think if they get anything out of Underwood, who's this dynamic top quarterback recruit, and I also look at it too. The committee always wants to put name brand teams in, and Michigan's obviously one of those. You look at the schedule outside of week 2 when they have to go to Oklahoma. They don't have to play Oregon. They don't have to play Penn State. And they get Ohio State at home, and they beat Ohio State last year. The schedule sets up really nice for them. I believe Michigan, even with 2 losses, and I don't even know if I see 2 losses with Michigan, could make it. It feels like a team who might only lose 1 game. I like Michigan as low as plus 180, as high as like plus 220, plus 230. To make the playoff. If you can get in that 2-1 range, I feel good about Michigan making the playoff.
Mr. Raineri.
Well, they certainly have the videotape to make sure they have a leg up on everybody. So it'll be very interesting to see how that works out there, Art. But we all know it's going to come down to one thing, isn't it? It's going to come down to, I think they play in November, right? Can they keep it rolling against you-know-who and roll right into the postseason and the playoffs with an opportunity to win? Not a shortage of talent, but they can't lose games they're supposed to win early on in this season. And then they got Ohio State. Can they roll through them? Well, they've had no problem doing it, the last 1, 2, 3, 4 times they've played? So, sure, why not? Michigan to the playoffs.
There we go. Joe Raineri, what are your college football bets?
Well, Prez, I got to tell you, I think Art nailed it there, and with good reason as to why it is that we are getting so much Clemson love in the marketplace, and it has everything to do with this is exactly the kind of team that Dabo Swinney has won national championships with prior. We're talking about Cade Klubnik, a starting quarterback. Feels like he's been in college forever. Yeah. But he comes back with a whole lot of weapons, not only running the ball, but, of course, on the outside. The offensive line is one of the best. It rates as one of the best in the country here. And, listen, the problem for them last year was their defense. They uncharacteristically gave up a ton of yards last year and a ton of points. They addressed all of that. I think Garrett Riley now in his second full season is the OC. I think they're going to put up a ton of points on a lot of teams. The ACC, they don't have to play Miami, but they're going to roll through everybody else. I think Clemson not only wins the ACC, but has a pretty good chance of winning a national championship as well.
Art, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Clemson was a team who was in there last year. We know they always get players. Klubnik is huge for us in the Heisman. I think we've taken – he's like second or third most bet on player for us in the Heisman market. Obviously, Arch is number 1. Klubnik's in the top 3. Their schedule sets up real nice. They get SMU at home. Yep. Now, they have to go at South Carolina at the end of the year, which obviously is always a tough game. But by that point, they might already be in there. And they get LSU in the opening week, which is a top 10 team. But I think they're way better than LSU. Clemson, to me, is a team who will make the playoff, and they'll win the ACC. And if you could still get the 10 out there, like I said, we're offering 10, but with high juice, it feels like they're going to go over that as well.
It will be exciting to watch Arch. I don't understand what happened to the I and the E. Maybe the pen just ran out when they were naming him. But hey, Cooper has something going. A kid that might make the NFL one day. Joe Raineri, Clemson to win it all. Clemson to win the division. Any other future bets for us?
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on what happens with OU this year. This is kind of a make or break year for them and their former Clemson defensive coordinator turned head coach there. Listen, they had no quarterback last year. They've had some issues, but they addressed them. They went out and got John Meter from Washington State. The kid is absolutely a whole lot of fun to watch play. He throws the ball all over the place. They brought in a new OC to air it out. They brought in Cal running back, Jaden Ott, who's run over everybody over the last 3 years here. Defense is going to be good, but the schedule is virtually impossible. I mean, OU has got a ridiculous schedule this year, but I think they're going to go over their win total. I saw it at 6.5 earlier, Art. I'm not sure if it's climbed up at all, but I mean, they have 3 true road games. South Carolina, very winnable. Tennessee is taking a step back, very winnable. I'm not buying Alabama. I think they could. I think this is the year he saves his job, and I think this is the year that we can get 8-9 wins out of OU.
You there?
It's a low win total. I mean, I could see where you're at. Now, the tough one is that meat of the October. At Texas, at South Carolina, Ole Miss at home, at Tennessee. I mean, that's a brutal stretch. And they still have to go to at Alabama. They get my Michigan team at home. And they end with LSU. Man, that is a tough schedule. But I think you hit on it with the quarterback meter, and they can only go up from here with a low win total like that. They could get to 7 wins.
If you guys like what you're hearing, take a second out of your day. Click that like button, please. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and put down in your calendar the show will start Monday, September 1st. That's Monday, September 1st. This is the college football betting preview version. The NFL preview show is already up. Joe Raineri, you like OU, you like Clemson. Is there anything else we need to know about?
Yeah, fade Miami at every chance you get, including against Notre Dame in game 1. They are going to be a train wreck with Beck once again and that head coach. So I'm with you. Miami, total fade in the ACC.
That team was just about to get it together, Art. We saw them do really well a few decades ago. Then they disappeared. And then last year and the year before, it looked like they were on the upswing. Now Joe's saying, nope, they're going to be like the Florida Panthers, a team on decline. Oh. What do you think?
Well, I'll say this. Week 1, Notre Dame, I love Notre Dame in that game. They have to go to SMU. Now, speaking of Beck, who I never loved at Georgia, that's another kid who we've taken a lot of love in the Heisman betting market. He's in like the top 5, top 6 most bet on guys. So I'm not in love with the coach. Now, the ACC's not great, but I could see just week in and week out maybe looking for spots to fade the U.
Okay, guys, my turn. I got 3 quick bets for you, 2 quick bets for you in college football. The first one is the Florida Gators under 7.5 wins. And look, let me bottom line this for you. DJ Lagway's got a rocket. Hell of a quarterback, 12 TDs, 9 picks as a freshman. I think he's going to do better this year. But I think the team is going to regress. I think we're going to see a regression from their running backs, 14 touchdowns last year. Their O-line, legitimately one of the best, but I still don't think good enough. Defense, they have a solid profile, but they have a lot of problems, especially on the inside. They also have an incredibly tough schedule, an unbelievable division. Joe Raineri, I like them under 7.5 wins, which is a shame because now we've already spoken about Miami sucking. We think I think Florida's going to go under. I think college football is better when the Florida schools are playing better, but it is what it is.
Yeah, the schedule to me is, I'm with you, Prez. The schedule to me is absolutely brutal. And I love Billy Napier. I think he deserves a lot of credit for what he has done with very little over the last couple of years. But, I mean, Art, this schedule is brutal to think they're going to make it to 9 wins again this year. And I love Lagway, but my goodness, this is going to be a rough go-through for them.
Yeah.
I love Lagway as well, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Art, go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with both of you. I love Lagway. I made a comment to someone like 2 weeks ago. If Napier in Florida can win 8 or 9 games, and that would be 3 or 4 losses, he should be coach of the year, in the nation, and they should make the playoff.
Yep.
That's how hard that schedule is.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're all on the same page on the under. I really like the over for the Duke Blue Devils, 6.5. And I know it's juiced. I get that. But I think there's a lot of value here, Joe. Look, we saw Mike Elko leave. Did not make any difference. Manny Diaz shows up. They go 9-3. Now they just got the Tulane transfer, Mensa. He played great last year. 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I don't think this Blue Devils team misses a beat. I think they have a favorable schedule. They get Elon. They get UConn, Virginia. They get Wake. They have coin flips with Illinois, NC State, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Cal, Tulane, and UNC. I think we can get to 7. I think there's a shot at 8. I like the Blue Devils, Art, over the total of 6.5 wins.
I don't hate it because you just named 3 or 4 games that feel like slam dunks for that.
Yeah.
So then out of those coin flip games, if you just get 3 of them, you're there. I don't hate it, Prez.
Joe?
All about the schedule. I'm with you. Manny Diaz will have that team very good set up defensively. They're going to be able to run the ball. That schedule favors them big time. I think that number is way too low, Prez. Way too low.
And Joe and Art, this is a team I've been looking to bet over in the last few years.
Yes.
Joe, do you think that trend continues?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, it's all about the scheduling with them. I mean, they're not going to wow you with all their athletes, their college football players. But as long as they're not beating themselves, Manny Diaz, pretty good coach. Say what you want, even though we don't, miss him here in Miami very much. But listen, he's going to have the defense ready to go. If you can't beat Elon, I don't know what to tell you, Duke. Maybe Manny's not as good a coach as we think he is.
There we go. That's the show, everyone. The NFL preview show is up. You can watch it at Wager Talk TV. The college football preview show is just been finished. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. And guys, remember, Monday, September 1st, the first show of the best betting show ever. It will always be me, Joe Raineri, and Art DiCesare. We're going to be discussing sports bets for that day. We're going to be discussing college football and NFL. We're going to be talking about pop culture. We're going to be doing movie reviews to Joe and Art's dismay. We're going to be discussing every single day, where is all the money being bet? What does the Westgate need to win? What are they hoping will lose? Make sure to tune in. This will be must-watch television starting Monday, September 1st. Joe and Art, thank you for doing this. Guys, kick ass in baseball. Enjoy week 0 in college football and a couple of more weeks before we get into the NFL. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you September 1st, Monday.